I recently made a video called 3 Rules to Follow When Dealing with a Speeding Ticket in order to help you beat that ticket. Well, one of the rules that I put into there was to be honest and to make an admission during your conversation with the officer after you've been pulled over for speeding. Well, I got a lot of pushback from that, a lot of comments and people sending me messages saying, no, 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 don't ever talk to the police. So today, this video is dedicated to the scenarios where I believe it is okay to talk to the police. There are only 2 of them, so that gives you a little bit of a hint. And I wanna confront the comments that were made in my prior video. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. My name is Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. I'm a practicing criminal defense, family law, and injury lawyer in Pittsburgh, PA. I've been doing criminal defense for over 10 years, and I've worked on all kinds of cases. I've done jury trials, non-jury trials, homicide, speeding tickets. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm trying to grow the channel, and those are free ways to help support me and grow my channel. Also, check in the description below. There is some further content from me, my other channels, a book that I wrote, and my email list. So let's talk about the prior video. In the prior video, I gave advice that, and remember, it's just legal information. Nothing here is actual legal advice. You need to contact a local attorney in your jurisdiction, and they need to know about your case in order to actually give legal advice. But I stated that when the police pull you over, being honest, if it's a speeding ticket, being honest and telling them what happened can usually help on the back end. What do I mean by that? Well, if you don't give the officer a hard time and you kind of admit to what happened, they are going to be more likely when you have your court date to walk in there and help you out by lowering the speed or getting the ticket dismissed. So the 2 scenarios where I believe it is okay to talk to the police is, number 1, if the situation is a very minor situation. Now, I understand that it's difficult for people to determine when it is a minor situation. And that is why attorneys will generally say to people, don't ever talk to the police. Because as a non-lawyer and as a civilian, you are unable to determine if your admissions or if your talking is going to help you out on the case. But allow me to say this. I've been doing this for 10 plus years. And I do believe for minor traffic incidents like speeding tickets, most people are going to be able to discern that this is not a situation where I'm going to be facing jail time or I'm going to really, really harm myself by talking. And so the majority of the time, if it's a minor speeding ticket, 15 over, even 20, 25 over, even a faster speed, if you're cooperative and honest with the police officer, I do think it benefits you. Now, I will qualify that by saying that if you are unsure, and most people probably are unsure, but if you're unsure, don't talk to the police. Don't say anything. But if you can tell and you have a fairly clean record of history in the past, I do think it's better to be honest. Now, I'll give you an example where it's not. And maybe honest isn't the right word. I'm not telling anybody to ever lie to the police. What I'm saying is making an admission or just speaking about what you did. But I had a client who had a really, really terrible driving history. And it was so bad that every time he got a ticket, they were just looking to slam him. But he knew how bad his history was. So for that individual, I did believe that he should shut up when he confronted the police. But for the average citizen, maybe you have a couple of speeding tickets, couple of driving incidents over the history of your life, it is okay for you to talk to the police and tell them what happened whenever they've pulled you over for a speeding ticket. So if the incident is very, very minor, I do think it is okay to talk to the police and tell them what happened. If you cannot discern that or differentiate from when it's minor, then it is probably best to not admit. And so it's okay to give the police your driver's license, give them other information about you, insurance, registration, etc. But you don't have to admit if you were speeding or what just happened. If there is an accident, accidents can be more serious, so I do think it's best to not admit anything to the police whenever there has been an accident. So scenario number one, where it is sometimes okay to talk to the police, is if the incident was very, very minor and if you feel confident that you can discern that. If you don't feel confident, don't talk to the police. Now, the second scenario where it is okay to talk to the police, and that is when you have already spoken to an attorney, you have established representation, and you and your lawyer decide that the best method, the best way to move forward is to speak to the police and give them an official statement. Now, in that scenario, number one, your lawyer's decided it's your best strategy, correct? Like, this is going to give you the best possible outcome. Number two, you've gone over what you're going to say with your lawyer, so you've reviewed what the statement is going to be, although you can't do that 100%, because if you're going in and talking to the police, they are going to ask questions. And I'm sorry, that's number two. So, and number three is that your lawyer is going to be present. So your lawyer is going to be there to stop you from potentially giving more information or information that is harmful. Now, some attorneys might even say, never would I go in with my client and talk to the police. Well, I can say that I've done it. Now, on the vast majority of cases, I have not, but I've been doing this a long time. I get, hundreds of cases a year. So there have been situations where we've decided it's best to speak to the police. And I can say that every single time number one, I've never had it hurt my client when I have done it with them. And number two, oftentimes it has led to a case being outright dismissed or resolved in a much easier manner than it would have been had the person never ever spoke to the police. So I am going to say here there are two situations where a person can talk to the police when they are under investigation of possible crime. Number one, if the issue or the possible violation is so minor that that the cooperation initially may benefit them more. So, a speeding ticket, sometimes a stop sign, things like that. And then number two is after they have spoken to counsel and counsel has decided it is the best way forward is to go and sit down with the police, the investigator, or the DA. So I wanted to make this video and just throw that out there. I still think it is good advice to never talk to the police or make admissions. I'm not saying don't talk to them or don't be honest. You do want to be honest, and you do want to answer questions about certain things, okay? Especially if you're pulled over, you essentially have to give them your license, your registration, your insurance. But making admissions about what happened, you do not have to do. And so the blanket rule is don't talk to the police. But there are some situations where it is okay and it can be beneficial. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. I'm trying to grow this channel, so I appreciate all the free support. And check out my further content in the description below. Thank you very much.